uncle and auntie. I will further expose his deceitfulness, his lies.
With dancehall's newest superstar, Skilly Bang,
and the king of soca,
Marshall Montano. And if that wasn't enough,
we just added the queen of dancehall, Spice.
I know you like the way I cling down to the sheet.
One stage, one night only.
3 of the Caribbean's most energetic performers.
It will be an experience like no other.
Tune after tune, hit after hit. Marshall,
Spice,
Skilly,
and many more.
Live at the Guyana National Stadium
on Saturday, 1st of October.
Early bird tickets, general $5,000.
Stage front $150 USD.
Brought to you by
the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport,
Ministry of Tourism,
and the Cricket Carnival Committee.
Kaieteur Radio, keeping you informed.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Burbies 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Good day, welcome to News at Noon on Kaieteur Radio. I'm Kevin Smith. Amid renewed calls for amendments to unfavorable provisions within the production sharing agreement between Guyana and the Stabroek Bloc partners, the Guyana government remains firm in its decision against any renegotiation of the 2016 oil contract. A public statement from the Ministry of Natural Resources on Sunday reiterated the government's position that the 2016 PSA shared between ExxonMobil affiliate Esso and its partners will remain unchanged while maintaining the sanctity of the contract until the end of the agreement's life cycle. The government has said, however, that it is fully aware of the APNU-AFC amendment made to the 2016 PSA on April 26, 2019. It said that the amendment saw ExxonMobil Guyana being disallowed from recovering through cost oil the 2% royalty to be paid to the nation. And 2 passengers are unaccounted for after a boat en route to Bartica, Region 7, on Friday crashed into a beacon in the Essequibo River. The boat mishap took place between 18 hours 45 and 19 hours in the vicinity of Calf Island, Essequibo River. The captain of the vessel, Jeremy Blackman, told police that he was trying to navigate around a damaged beacon located about 100 feet east of Calf Island, but collided with it instead. As a result of the crash, a hole was formed at the bottom of the boat and it began taking in water. Blackman said that he attempted to sail ashore with the sinking vessel, but it sunk very quickly, and he, along with his bowman and the passengers, were left with no choice but to swim to shore. News had reached persons in Bartica, and other boatmen there sped out to rescue them. However, when the rescue mission was over, 2 passengers could not be found, and authorities are beginning to fear that they might be dead. In other news, police on the east coast of Demerara are investigating the death of a 4-year-old boy who allegedly drowned at Two Friends Village, East Coast Demerara, on Saturday. Dead is Shane Samuels. Police said the child died sometime between 20 hours and 22 hours. Enquiries revealed that the boy's mother, 38-year-old Donnell Adams, had asked her sister, Suella Adams, who shares a yard with her, to take care of her son while she was at work. On the said day, around 8 hours, Adams called her sister while at work and she was told that her child was playing in the yard. The woman said she called a second time only to learn that the boy was missing. Later on, she got a call from a friend telling her that they had found Shane's bike close to a trench. His lifeless body was later removed from the trench by his uncle, Colin Chandler. And now let's tell you, the family of Robert Obermuller is questioning the competency of local healthcare workers after he died suddenly on August 24th while being medevaced from the hinterland. Obermuller reportedly bled to death on the plane ride to the city after he was injured by a propeller earlier that day during a boat ride at a family function that was being held at Port Kaieteur, Region 1. The injured man, who sustained several deep gashes to his back, was on his way to the Georgetown Public Hospital for emergency treatment when he died. His wife, Laverne LaRose, gave a harrowing account of the events that led up to her husband's death. She is hoping that by highlighting the situation, the health authorities will be able to offer some form of redress. And former executive director of the EPA, Dr. Vincent Adams, has called on the government to release daily data on oil production, even as he knocked the manner in which information is shared on the website manned by the Ministry of Natural Resources. Adams said the website is not user-friendly and would baffle citizens who are now learning about the oil and gas sector. Dr. Adams, a petroleum engineer, said during an AFC press conference on Friday that the information on the website is not readable. The time is now 12 hours 9 in Guyana. We'll take a short break and return with your news.
6 beauties, 6 countries, 1 big pageant. The inaugural Miss Cricket Carnival 2022. See delegates from Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Jamaica, vying for the crown and $10,000 on Monday, September 26th at the National Cultural Center. Come out and support the delegates as they compete in their evening gowns, national costumes, and swimwear. Tickets are $2,000, $2,500, and $3,000 and are sold at the National Cultural Center. Which country will walk away with the crown at the first ever Miss Cricket Carnival 2022?
That's why I listen. Give me Caribbean girls. Love me Caribbean girls.
If something doesn't look right, then there is something wrong. And if you suspect child abuse, then you must report it to the Child Care and Protection Agency. During this time more than ever, we have to be the eyes and ears of abused children across the country. So if you see it, or you know it, or even if you just think it's child abuse, then you must report it to the police or call the CPA hotline on 227-0979.
A message from the Child Care and Protection Agency, Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, and UNICEF.
This is GHK Lal inviting you to join me weekdays from Monday to Friday on the National Outlook for commentary on a range of issues. Immediately after the 12 noon and 7 p.m. newscasts on Kaieteur Radio at 99.1 FM and 99.5 FM. Looking forward to you sharing in the conversation.
Welcome back. Let us continue with the news. While Guyana has made some progress in routinely publishing information about the number of barrels of oil being produced as well as how much petrodollars flow into the Natural Resource Fund, it is still faltering in some key areas. According to the International Secretariat for the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, or EITI, Guyana is yet to declare consistently information pertaining to the volumes of oil collected in accordance with the profit-sharing split, alongside the identity of the buyer for each oil cargo. And in other news, when Guyana's head of state, President Irfaan Ali, attended the conferences of the parties on the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change in Glasgow last November, he made several pledges surrounding his government's commitment to reducing carbon emissions and protecting Guyana's biodiversity. Specifically, the president stated that it was his intention to reduce Guyana's carbon emissions by 70% by 2030, even as the nation embarks on transformative development agenda spearheaded by the president himself and fueled by newly unlocked petroleum revenues that risk undermining Guyana's environmental objectives. In other news, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlal has written the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Clifton Hicken, requesting that a special investigation be launched into the data which he collected from GCOM in relation to the opposition, APNUFC, claims of fraudulent voting at the March 2020 elections. In a letter dated September 14th, Nandlal wrote to Mr. Hicken asking that the Guyana Police Force or any agency or person supervised by the GPF conduct a special probe into the voter impersonation claims. And as usual, we close things off with the page 7 of today's Kaieteur News dedicated to being blunt. Rough news day for Jagdeo. The Kaieteur News Sunday, September 18th, 2022 edition would go down as the day of infamy for the Vice President, Bara Jagdeo. The newspaper carried several articles, all speaking to the uncomfortable truths about the erstwhile leader of our oil resources. The articles portrayed the former president as doing a poor job in managing the sector. If this writer were the VP, I would have resigned my post not just as the overseer of the oil and gas sector, but as vice president of this country. The articles in question were published under the following headlines: Damning revelation of amended royalty provision in Exxon deal exposes Vice President Jagdeo's true colors. Government must quit being oil companies' servants and secure more for its people, says the Kaieteur News publisher. And Vice President Jagdeo was callously misleading on the Glenn Lal show, says the former EPA head, and invites him and Exxon to discuss facts with Nation. Ministry advertisement exposes Jagdeo's lies on private investment in gas-to-energy project. If in one day the leading newspaper in this country could publish not one, not two, but 4 articles of the poor stewardship of the oil and gas sector under Jagdeo, then it is high time he examines himself and rides off into the sunset. And that brings us to the end of today's News at Noon. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow.